Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Franklin from the Money Code Academy, and I'm glad you're watching today. On today's video, I want to share with you 7 steps to financial freedom. Now, I have written out few points that I believe will help you to win in your finances. But before we dive into the topic for today, something I just want to quickly clarify is that financial freedom is possible. Now, there are a lot of people today who think that it is not possible. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want you to talk about it. They don't want you to even go there because somehow they feel that all the people who are talking about financial freedom, they are all liars. I understand. I get why they do that. But the truth is, having done a study on financial matters, both from my experiences, both from the things that I have learned so far in my studies, I realized that financial freedom is not just only possible. Financial freedom, rather, can be your lot. Trust me, it can be something that you will experience. But then also, it all depends on what you call financial freedom. Because something I discovered is quite a lot of people, what they know about financial freedom is not truly what financial freedom is all about. For instance, some people feel that financial freedom is having more than enough money to spend when you want to spend it. Now, that is not exactly what financial freedom is all about. Financial freedom, you've got to understand this, it is beyond that. You get the point now. This is so important because if you miss me here, you've missed the whole point. So pay close attention so that you will get what I'm trying to communicate. I've often heard people, they say, financial freedom is having enough money to spend. That's just 1% of what financial freedom is all about. Financial freedom is more than that. Financial freedom is learning how to generate cash. Financial freedom is learning how to manage your cash. Financial freedom is learning how to multiply your cash and lots more. Now, interestingly, I have packaged an audio course regarding this. The title of the audio course is Understanding Financial Freedom. I would just put the link in the description below so that you can go through that course and understand what financial freedom is all about. I want to believe that even as you're listening to me right now, you may have gotten the wrong notion about financial freedom. But no worries, I am here to hold your hands and share with you the things that I have come to learn over the years. Now, let's get right into the main topic for today. 7 steps to financial freedom. Number 1, you need to make a decision. Why is this important? Without a decision, there is no actualization of dreams. You need to decide what you want to do. You need to decide what you truly want in the area of your finances. There are lots of people who say, I want to achieve financial freedom, but it's only a wish. They've not made a decision to achieve financial freedom. You get the point now. So you've got to make a decision. So you know that, okay, this is what I have signed up for. It may take 2 years, it may take 1 year, it may take even more than that, depending on how quick you are willing to learn. But the truth is, if you keep at it, you will definitely achieve it. But it all begins with a decision. Someone once said, decision decides wealth. You see that now? Once your decision is made, once your mind is made up, then you are one step closer to financial freedom. Now, why is decision important? The reason is because when you have decided, you will set your mind in such a way that you are willing to go all out. You are willing to learn whatever you need to learn. You are willing to take necessary steps that will help you to be able to walk in this path. So that is why you see that your decision when it comes to financial freedom is very important. Now, the next point I wrote down here is that you must review where you are financially. It's not enough to say, oh, I want to achieve financial freedom. Where are you now in terms of your money? Do you have a job? Do you do business? You've got to review where you are now, because when you review where you are now, it will help you to be able to know the path you need to follow. It will help you to know the next steps that you need to take to be able to achieve financial freedom in your life. If, for example, you work, how much do you earn on a monthly basis? It is based on that you will now know the right steps to take. If, for example, you are into business, you have an online business or an offline business, how much do you earn on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? What is your profit margin? How much comes to you as an individual after all necessary expenses? Now, all these things has to be determined. So based on what you are currently earning, you will now plan. You see that now? So this is so important. You need to review where you are now. When you have done that, it becomes easy for you to have a clear direction on the path that you need to follow. Now, the next point I wrote here is to come up with an income plan. Now, this works in two ways. If, for example, you already have a channel of income, you need to come up with an income plan for another channel of income so that you can increase what comes to you at the end of the month. If you are listening to me right now and you don't currently have a job or you don't currently have a channel of income, then you need to come up with an income plan on how to establish one. You see that now, which means you've got to look for how to go all out to get a job, no matter how little the job is going to be paying, because the first thing is to establish income. When you have established the income flow, then you can now talk about management, you can now talk about multiplication, you can now talk about financial behavior and all that. So you've got to establish an income plan. Come up with an income plan. It's so important. No matter the stage you are now, whether you have a job or you don't have a job, you need to determine what next that you are going to do. You get the point now. So the next point that I wrote down here is to work on your liability and your assets. Like I've said in my previous videos, quite a lot of people don't even know what a liability is. They don't know what an asset is. I was a victim of this. I'm telling you, that moment when you just keep increasing your liability. Now, just in case you don't know what liabilities are those things that takes money from you, those things that you keep spending money on. An asset is something that makes profit for you, something that brings in money. For example, your job or your business is an asset. But here is the point. You need to establish a way for you to identify the things that are unnecessarily taking money from your hands. Then the things that are bringing you profit. If the things that are taking money from your hands are greater than the things that are bringing money into your hands, then you can never achieve financial freedom. It's not possible. Because what is going to happen is that money will come into your hands. You could be earning so much. I'm telling you, you could be earning so much and still live like a man who is not earning at all. You could be earning so much and still live like a man who is earning way less than you are earning. Interestingly, you could even face more financial struggles than the man who does not even earn like you. And the reason this always happens is because many people have not worked on their liabilities. See, I have been there. So I know what I'm sharing with you. I got to that point where I was making a lot of money, or rather, I was getting a lot of money, but my liabilities was just so much. Each time I remember it, I'm like, my goodness, I made this kind of mistake. Well, mistakes are allowed, because when you've made that mistake, you can't make them again. You see that now. But what happened is that every month, when I take a look at the income that came to me, it's so much. But guess what? At the end of that month, the money is gone. I had too many things that was taking money from my hands. And this is the mistake that very many people make today. If there is one thing that you need to work on, is your liabilities. Work on your liabilities. You need to strike a balance. You see the point now? There are people today, way before the salary comes or way before their income gets to their hand in the month, the money is gone. The money is gone, like gone. It shouldn't be that way. You've got to determine your liability and your asset. For example, there are people today, as soon as they get a job or as soon as they start getting income from their business, the next thing they want to go for is a car or a furniture or, things like that. Now, there is nothing wrong with all that. Trust me, it's a good thing. It's part of making progress. But my point is that those things will not help you financially. If you truly want to achieve financial freedom, you must learn to work on that in your life. Reduce your liabilities. For example, now, a car is a liability. It keeps taking money from you. You need to fuel the car. You need to maintain the car. You need to service the car. If you are living in an advanced world, you need to pay for parking space. You'll be shocked how much you spend on your car alone in a month. You get the point now? So that's something that I would really love you to look into, because it will help you a great deal. Now, the next point that I wrote here is to eliminate any form of debt. If, for example, you have a debt in your life and you truly want to achieve freedom, it's not going to be possible with you having debt in your life. You see that now? One part of the things that financial freedom is all about is being a man or woman without debt. Because debt itself has a way of causing you to have this kind of depression that only you can explain. You see the point now? So that's something that I want you to work on. Have plans to eliminate your debt. It is often said that in every 10 persons that you see on the road, at least 7 or 8 of them are in debt, if not 10 of them are in debt. That's the world we are living in. We are living in a generation, in a system that encourages debt, in a system that makes you to enter into debt one way or the other. You see that now? But you need to fight. You have to be deliberate about it. You need to fight, do everything you can to eliminate it in your life. And while you are doing that, don't go taking more debts. You get the point now? So that's something that you need to work on. Recently, I saw a news about a particular European nation. I don't want to mention the name, but in that particular nation, the debt rate has so increased. I mean, every citizen taking loans. So almost everybody is currently in debt right now. So what the government is trying to do, they are trying to work on minimizing loan approval. You see the point now? They are trying to now help the citizens to minimize their debt. Because for them, for the citizens, as long as the banks are willing to dish out loans to them, they are willing to take more, not considering the fact that the more loan you take, the more financial struggles you will experience. So that's something that you need to work on. Have plans to eliminate your debt. Now, the next one is delay gratification. Like I said earlier, a lot of times when people have seen that, okay, I have a way of getting money, they just want to buy this and buy that and buy that. Hear me. When you have established a way of getting money, the next thing that you need to do is to establish how to multiply it. That should be your next target. That should be your next focus. Don't go into buying things that will either not generate money for you or even take money from your hands. This is the wisdom that you need to apply in your financial life if you truly want to achieve financial freedom. So that's something that you need to work on. Delay gratification. Hear me. A time will come when you have established, the different sources of income, and it will not be easy for you to buy whatever it is you want to buy. But there are times when you need to put off certain things just so that you can achieve a higher aim. For example, you can't go out there to buy the new iPhone and, just because you want people to know that, okay, I have the new iPhone. But having the new iPhone, does it generate more money for you? You'll be shocked that the money that you have used to buy that iPhone, it's enough for you to invest into something that will generate money for you, no matter how little it is. You get the point now? So that's something that you need to work on. Be wise in your financial journey. And then finally, you must go for financial education. You truly want to achieve financial freedom? Hear me, friends. You've got to go for financial education. I don't know how to stress this, but hear me. This is a very important part of your financial work. If you truly want to achieve financial freedom, you need financial knowledge. Make no mistakes about it. Financial knowledge is the foundation upon which financial freedom is laid. It's so important. We are living in a world today, people don't care about financial education. They don't want to get new knowledge. They don't want to learn new things about their finances. They just feel that, oh, all I need to do about my finances is just to earn and spend. No. Your financial journey should be more than that. You've got to learn. See, I tell people that money is an instrument. You've got to know this. Just like the way the gun is an instrument, just like the way the sword is an instrument. You get the point now? Now, these instruments, they require you to learn how to use them. It's just like your phone also. Your phone is an instrument for calling out and receiving calls. But until and unless you learn how to use the phone, that phone could be in your hands. It could be useless in your hands. There are people today that money is useless in their hands. You know why? Because they have no financial education. So that's something that I want to encourage you today. You truly want to win? Hear me. Begin to learn about financial matters. I call it financial education, or some people call it financial literacy. That's one of the reasons I have packaged a course for you, Understanding Financial Freedom. You see that now. I also have another course, The Power of Financial Education. All these are free audio courses that I have put together to help you to hold your hands and help you to win in your financial journey. So I want to encourage every one of you to take advantage of this. See, going for financial education, you must invest your time. Many people, they say, I don't have that time. As long as you don't have that time, you will make giant mistakes, king-size mistakes. I made such mistakes at one point or the other in my financial work. And I made up my mind I was going to teach people so that they will not make same mistakes. You get the point now. So that's something that I want to encourage you. Be willing to invest your time. Be willing to invest your resources. It's so important. You will see somebody today who is willing to buy a Nike shoe for about $100. And that shoe does not generate any income. The shoe will only depreciate as time goes by. He will prefer to buy $100 shoe than to invest in an education that will help him to make millions in future. So I want to encourage you to do this. Go for financial education because it will help you a great deal. Now that's that for this video. Until I speak to you again, I want to encourage you to keep cracking the money code. Financial freedom is a possibility. If you've gotten value from this video, I want you to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell button so that when I post my regular weekly content, you'll be the first person to receive the content. Until I speak to you again, keep cracking the money code. God bless you.